ESPN that if they'll have him, he'll play for the Olympic team. Are you there yet? Is that something that you?
I'm nowhere near there yet right now. I haven't even thought about it too much. Obviously, I know what's going on and when it's happening, but I haven't decided.
Your show, Survivor's Remorse, comes out on Saturday. At the premiere in Cleveland, what was that like for you to see your name up on the big screen? Producer LeBron James.
Well, it's a venture that my team and I got a great team of Maverick Carter and Tom Warner, and those guys were able to put together something great, and it's great to see the finished product. We continue to say it's for adults only, and parental discretion is advised. For sure, it's not for kids, but it's a great show, and we have to be able to put together something for it.
I was there. I mean, we saw the first couple of episodes, and it absolutely is comedy, you can tell. But some of the subject matters are, I guess, on parallel with some of the things that have been happening in the NFL lately and in the NBA.
Yeah, it's weird because we shot the show in March, and the current events is happening right now. So people will see it and be like, "Oh, they bit right off of what's going on right now." And actually, if to make a show, it takes months and months in advance. We actually did a reading in January, so it's crazy that we did a show so far long ago, and it's coming out now, and it's current events that's going on.
When you went to Miami, there was so much dislike for you guys that first year. That doesn't seem to be that with this team. Why do you think this one's different?
I don't know. People are just excited, I guess, about the game of basketball, about me returning home. It's a new day, it's a new age, and time heals all.
You were able to bring Mike, Sean, all these guys with you. That was always a problem the first time. Guys weren't coming here. Why now? Why is this working now? Why are these guys coming now?
I guess I had to prove that I can win a championship. I was able to do that twice.
Hey, LeBron, how would you describe this offense after taking it for 3 days?
It's very free flowing. It's going to be challenging for the guys. I can see it. Guys are kind of thinking through it a little bit too much, but I think when we get it, there's so many different options, man. It's live at every position, and there's a counter to everything your defense can do. The more and more we practice it, the more and more we get a great feel for it. We're able to read and react and kind of not think about the certain set that we're in.
Have you ever played in an offense like this?
No, I probably go back to my high school days. It was the last time I played in a system like this. It's very challenging mentally, and it's not just come up the floor and free flowing offense. It's a lot of read and reacting and knowing where your guys are on the floor.
LeBron, is it something the NBA has not seen before? Is this going to be different?
Well, I think we've seen a similar approach to this kind of offense. Kind of the Princeton. People always say the Princeton when you have 4 guys kind of lifted above the free throw line. I know Eddie Jordan in Washington, they used to run it a lot. We used to play them back in the day. So a lot of teams have kind of played it in the past, but there's a lot more options to this than I'm used to seeing, from the actions Eddie Jordan used to run.
LeBron, not just the offense, but everything so far after a few days. Are you liking what you're seeing?
Well, yeah, what's not to like? We have a lot of talent. We have guys that want to learn, and we have guys that want to work. So that's the key.
Anybody surprise you as just stand out?
Well, I think everyone. Guys. I think the best guys came in ready in shape, in game shape, and ready to practice. Obviously, we use training camp to get to tip-top shape, but everyone has come in mentally ready to get going right away and not waste any days.
LeBron, can you talk about Wednesday night, the Leiningold scrimmage, what that's going to mean to you to be back in the queue and in the Cavs uniform with the fans there behind you and scrimmaging against your team?
Well, it's another day for us to learn. We're going to use that day to learn. We don't have everything in our package, but to be on the home floor in front of our fans is always a great thing.
LeBron, Mike Miller's last 2 years in Miami, he really went through a lot of injury problems. He got healthy last year. You see a difference in him now. It seems like he's fully healthy.
Yeah, he is fully healthy. And if I told you he was the only player on the Memphis Grizzlies last year to play all 82 games in the regular season, you think I'm lying. I'm actually not. So it just showed how healthy he was last year. And he meant a lot to that team last year, shooting the ball.
Well, can you describe your relationship with Mike?
I don't know. We're as close as teammates than any of I've had in my career. We've I've always wanted to play alongside of him, and then we went through some. You know, when you go through tough times in an NBA season, you kind of get to know each other even more beyond the game of basketball. So, spending a year in Miami, our first year, going through what we went through that year, and then winning back-to-back championships and going through what we did in those years too. We're very close, and that's also with James Jones as well. We've been through it all.
LeBron, I know it was a fan vote, but are you kind of happy and relieved to go back to number 23 and when you would have done it anyway?
Nah, I let the fans pick, actually, and I let my kids kind of run my house and run everything that I do these days. I really don't have too much say so. They was like, we would like to see you in 23, and it was between the fans and my kids, it was over with.
Did you just kind of assume your days playing with Mike were over after he left Miami?
Yeah, I did, because I didn't think about playing for no other team at the time, and I know once you amnesty a player, you can't come back.
Yeah.
So I did think those days was over.
You were involved in that Patterson Park thing last week.
Was I involved?
No, I know you were.
Oh.
But I mean, was that a park that you grew up in?
Yeah, I grew up not too far away from that park, and it was one of the courses I played on as a kid. Yeah.
So you've done things like this before, but anytime you can be involved, I imagine it's something you enjoy.
Anytime I can be involved in giving back to the community and giving back to the youth and people that don't have as much is always uplifting for me. It's always inspiring for me. I inspire them, but when I'm able to do something like that for them, they inspire me. So I'm always it's always a gratification when you do something like that. All right.